So if you've been playing Modern Warfare for a while now, you know that every single Tuesday we get an update in some form or another. Now, today is not a title update, there's no big patch to go with it, but there is a bunch of new things added into the game. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't expect this update. I expected an update that was going to be bug fixes and things like that, but instead we got actually a bunch of new game modes in the game instead. And we're going to talk about all of those throughout the video, but as far as bug updates and things like that, for those of you who are wondering, the developers at Infinity Ward just got back from their Christmas, New Year's vacation, whatever you want to call it, yesterday. So it kind of makes sense that today isn't a big giant update and instead just some new things added into the game. I'm guessing that either later this week or next Tuesday is going to be that day where we get a bunch of bug fixes, weapon changes, and an overall title update for the game. Whether that's going to be later this week or whether that's going to be next Tuesday, I'm not 100% sure at the moment, but it should be coming soon. As far as today though, there's basically 6 new features that were added into the game that we're going to break down and look at throughout this video. Starting off with the store items. So as far as the store goes today, there is 2 new bundles added today. The first of which is the Urban Avenger, the second of which is the Wolf Pack, both of which are on kind of the more expensive side, but you do get quite a bit of items with them. So first of all, with the Urban Avenger, you're going to get the Junk Pile skin for Golem. I actually really like this skin. He's literally covered in garbage. It's pretty straightforward. After this, you get the Patchwork. This one is actually an assault rifle. It's a variant of the FAMAS that's built more like a sniper rifle. And after that, you get the Hole Punch handgun. This is, of course, for the 357 Magnum and the Box Cutter melee weapon. Other than that, the only other special thing is the Laid to Rest finishing move. It's really not that fancy of one, and it's going to cost you 2,400 COD points, or around 24 American dollars. The second of which is called the Wolf Pack. I really like the weapon skins in this one. The first one is for the Bison. It's called the Wolf's Bite. I really like the way that these ones look. And then the second one is the Alpha Sniper Rifle. This is my personal favorite one. Probably will get this one just because the weapon skins look so good. Other than that, though, nothing really else special. 1 tier skip and an emblem and calling card. So those are all the new store items this week. So the other new things added in today are new game modes, kind of. You'll see what I mean in a second. So first of all, the first one is new. It's Gunfight 1v1, and we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about these in a second. We also have Gun Game, and then Shipment 24/7, but there's a little bit of a twist to it, and like I said, we'll get to that. So let's start off with Gunfight 1v1, because this is interesting to me. So 1v1 Gunfight, this is a new one that I honestly didn't see coming, but am kind of interested to see where it leads us. When we first went out to Infinity Ward to experience the game for the first time, this was like back in May before it was even revealed, we played Gunfight, and I asked the developers a bunch of questions, and they said it's very easy for them to actually change the settings within game to change what weapons you spawn in with, how many players are playing it, so on and so forth. So to see them add 1v1 Gunfight isn't a surprise, but it's interesting. Now, upon playing 1v1 Gunfight, it's interesting, it's fun to 1v1 people, but to me it's not quite as good as 2v2 Gunfight. The main reason being the camaraderie of you and one other person fighting against some other people, the communication it brings, is really where the fun of Gunfight is for me. So 1v1 Gunfight is cool, it's interesting, but I much prefer that 2v2 Gunfight. But where this gets interesting to me is I would love to see some more players added in. 3v3 Gunfight, 4v4 Gunfight, and even 6v6 on the regular maps I think would be pretty interesting as something different than Search and Destroy. It would almost work like Search and Destroy, but instead your health wouldn't regenerate, you'd be set to certain weapons. I think that's a really interesting thing that we could see in the future, and personally, I would really enjoy that. So the second game mode is Gun Game, and this one we've had in the game before. It's pretty much exactly the same as when we played last time, and as you guys know, if you followed the channel for a while, I love Gun Game. It's one of my favorite game modes. I love it in every Call of Duty. I don't really like it in this Call of Duty, and it has nothing to do with the weapons. It's all to do with the maps. There are way too many night maps in this game mode. I find myself playing 6 night maps in a row and then finally getting 1 day map. Maybe I got incredibly unlucky, maybe it was just me, but personally, one, I don't like the night maps nearly as much in Gun Game. I much prefer to play on a day map, and I'm playing the night maps way more often. So for me, really to enjoy Gun Game in this game, I want to play on those day maps, but it's just not happening for me. Let me know down in the comments if you're experiencing the same thing, if you're playing Gun Game, but personally, for me, I just don't like the night maps nearly as much. Now, a way that they could fix this, and I think it would be a really easy way to do so, is kind of like how we have quick play and we can select the playlist that we want to play in. Before you select gun game, maybe make it so that you can select whether you want to play day maps, night maps, both, or one or the other. Make it so that you can actually choose, because within game, there's no way to vote for maps like there is in previous games, so we can't even choose to play those day maps if we want to. I think this would be a pretty easy way to fix it, and would make me play, personally, a lot more gun game. And then finally, we have Shipment 24/7. Now, of course, Shoot House 24/7 was removed to bring back Shipment, and my god, I have never seen a development studio screw up a map so badly purely based off of spawns. There's no glitches or anything in this map, but the spawns are... I've never seen any spawns this bad in any Call of Duty game ever. People will spawn right in front of you, right behind you. You'll watch people spawn across the map. And keep in mind, Shipment has been in 4 other Call of Duty games. This is the 5th time we've seen Shipment within Call of Duty, and the spawns have been bad. They're not perfect, but they've never been like this in a previous Call of Duty game. It is insane how bad the spawns are on this map. So what they did this week is, instead of having 6v6 Shipment 24/7, they have reduced it by 1 player. So it is now 5v5 Shipment 24/7. And the logic kind of makes sense. They didn't fix the spawns, so add 1 less player, and maybe that makes the spawns better. Nope. If anything, to be completely honest with you, it almost seems like it has made the spawns worse. I will say, Team Deathmatch seems to be a little bit better, but any objective game mode, whether you're playing Hardpoint, Domination, Kill Confirmed, the spawns are still totally messed. And don't get me wrong, they're still messed up in Team Deathmatch, they're just not as bad as they are in those objective game modes. And it is to the point where you'll literally spawn 4 or 5 times in a row and literally die instantly because someone's already shooting where you spawn. It is absolutely insane how bad the spawns are on this map. So making it 5v5 did not make it better. I'm guessing that in the next actual update, where there's a title update, the spawns will then get fixed. And I see what they were trying to do by reducing it to 5v5, but it did not work. So I think a lot of people are mad, one, because Shoot House 24/7 was removed for a map that's completely broken. Personally, I love Shipment, and once the spawns are actually fixed on it, I'm completely fine if every single week they switch between Shoot House 24/7, Shoot the Ship, or Shipment 24/7. I'm completely fine with that, but this map needs to be fixed first, because for lack of a better word, it is just bananas. So that is pretty much everything within today's update, if you want to call it that. It's more like just a playlist update, new things added in. Really, there weren't any bug fixes or changes or anything like that. However, yesterday I did make a video talking about what we can expect to see in the future based off what developers are talking about, things we've seen on Reddit and Twitter. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked down in the description, or I'll link it at the end of the video. Some things that are talked about in there are new camos being added in, camos that have been in previous game, like Diamond and the Fall camo for Modern Warfare 2. On top of that, there are other things like Frankenstein weapons, which is basically taking different attachments from different blueprints and being able to put them on all at once. That's something they've been talking about for a while. And then finally, just bug fixes to various challenges and other things within the game. So, not a big update today. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am guessing that we will either get another update later this week or next Tuesday. That is going to be the big update that you guys are waiting for. But only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. So guys, at this point, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. At this point, what do you think of today's update? What do you think of Gunfight 1v1? And I'm specifically interested of what you guys think about Shipment 24/7. Do you think it's too much of a mess? Do you like how chaotic it is? Do you wish it was Shoot House 24/7? Or, like, what are your opinions on it? Because at this point, with how messed up the map is, I would personally prefer Shoot House 24/7. But, like I said before, once they fix it, I love Shipment. So once the spawns are, if they can fix the spawns, then I want to see a bit more of Shipment 24/7. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, it is much appreciated if you do hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, want to stay up to date on everything Modern Warfare, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have notifications turned on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, peace out.
Listen.